Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're talking about my favorite Dior eyeshadow neutrals. I have a lot of eyeshadows from the brand, but today we're focusing on my favorite go-to neutral nudie eyeshadows. I have palettes and singles, and we're going to keep it to a top 5. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. Let's start with some singles because as much as I enjoy a beautiful, complicated eyeshadow look, sometimes all you need in life is a single one and done shadow. So this one here is 573 Nude Dress. So this detailing here is from a limited edition collection. However, the color exists on the website and other websites as well, other retailers. So this one here is a satin finish, and it really is a beautiful one and done color. Here it is. It has a beautiful bronzy gold reflection in it. Because it is a satin finish, just depending on the angle, it will look a little bit different, but the satin finish is beautiful. It's not too matte, not too sparkly. It really is that perfect blend because we will see some different textures, different finishes here in a moment. And I think this one here is really simple, really elegant. If you want a color that's going to have a bit of color for your eyes, but the finish isn't too sparkly, isn't too much, I think satin dress or nude dress in the satin finish is a great option for you. Now, I have another one here that's a bit more metallic. This is 658 Beige Mitza, and the finish here is metallic. And what's interesting is if you look at this online, it looks vastly different. Sometimes the promo photos online have nothing to do with the actual product. So this one here is a metallic finish, and it may look similar in the palette here, or in the pan, I should say. There is some difference, but not too much. But when we will swatch these side by side, you're going to see that the metallic finish is definitely more intense, especially when you wear it. So Beige Mitza looks a bit more cool toned. It has more taupe to it, and it still has that shift that we saw in the satin finish, but the metallic finish is just going to be a bit more intense. It isn't glittery, it isn't a chunky glitter by any means, but I think that the finish, the payoff is a bit more intense. So just be mindful of that when you're purchasing these shadows. I personally love both. I think I wear a nude dress when I want something very simple, more nude, like I'm not even wearing anything. And then Beige Mitza is when I want a one and done, but that has a bit more oomph, you know, because it has that metallic finish and dimension. Depending on your angle, it sort of looks like you're wearing multiple different shadows at once. And I love that. I love an eyeshadow that has depth and dimension, and that looks like I'm wearing a couple shadows, even though I'm just wearing one. It looks like I put more effort into my look than I already did, which I really appreciate. So these ones here are great options if you want something really simple, just one wash, mascara, you're done. The next three are quints, and the first one here, 539 Grand Ball or Grand Bal, is what I'm wearing on my eyes today. So this one here I think is often neglected, and I will talk to you a little bit of the pros and cons here of 539. So when you look at it, you see neutrals, but it does look a bit intense. You do see some intensity here and some lightness. So this is what I'm wearing on my eyes today. I went in very lightly into the center shade in the crease and a little bit on the outer corner, and then I placed this shadow here on the center, like the inner part and the center, and that's it. And liner and mascara, of course, but that's all I used for this palette here. As a quick reminder, just because there are 5 shadows in the palette does not mean you need to use all 5. So let me go ahead and swatch this palette here, and then I'll talk about the pros and cons. Here is the palette. Now, as you can see, there is a constellation of light shadows around this black hole here. It's actually a deep dark brown. It's not black. So The pros and cons. The first top colors are definitely more topper shades. They have a topper finish, meaning it's a little bit drier. It isn't as buttery and satiny. These two colors are lighter. It reminds me of, I mean, it's like it's a topper shade. You've seen these in the Dior quints, the Tom Ford palettes. It's a topper, so it's not going to be the buttery, creamy, highlighting color that I'm wearing here. This is this color here. These two bottom ones are satin, easy to apply, very opaque, just a light wash, and it's very beautiful. So there's that. And what is nice is that this palette is a palette of lightness. You just have a lot of light shades. Yes, you do have the dark color in the center, but if you're someone who really prefers light colors, light shadows, this is it here. There is one matte that is the dark brown. It's not black, it's a very dark brown. However, the nature of the topper shadows does give a little bit more glitteriness. So if that's something you don't like, it may not be for you. But if all you want is something very light, very ethereal, and you don't mind a little bit of glitter, it isn't like a super chunky glitter fallout, but don't buy this thinking you're getting 4 satin shades. You're getting 2 topper shades, 1 matte, and then 2 satin. But that being said, it is possible to create something very light, very beautiful, and it kind of looks like I'm wearing makeup, but I'm not wearing makeup, but I am. That's the vibe that I was going for, and often when I'm wearing neutrals, that's what I'm leaning into. I'm wearing makeup, but I'm not really. So that is the palette here. And because we're on the topic of neutral shadows, if you've made it this far into today's video, leave a little brown heart emoji down in the comments. Moving on to 559 Poncho. Now this one here, I think is another palette that has been neglected by myself from the brand here because I'm saving the last, my favorite, for a reason. But this one here is a beautiful neutral palette. And I think this one here has a bit more balance than Grand Ball or Grand Bal because it's less intense. I think this one here has more intensity between the light and the dark, whereas Poncho sort of has a bit more balance. Not only is there more balance in the color story, but also in the finishes. So here we do have one single topper shadow, but the rest are either beautiful satin or matte. We have another very dark matte brown here. In person, there is a difference between these two dark browns. In person, this one almost looks more black when you compare them side by side swatched, but they are very similar, but this one here is a little bit more warm and more brown. This light color has a little bit of peach reflection, and it's a little bit more metallic in finish, just depending on, you know, the angle of your eye. This one's going to have a more peachy metallic finish, similar to this top shade here. But if you just like the light, soft neutrals, this one here is beautiful because you do have colors like this one here in the center that almost just looks like flesh tone. So it's extremely natural, very neutral, and yeah, looks like you're not even wearing that much makeup. I would say that Poncho is a great palette to get if you want just like a very beautiful, easy to use neutral palette. It's wonderful. The only issue is there's that topper shade, but that depends because some people love a topper shade. I use it, but not as much as the other colors. And with the dark color in Poncho and Grand Ball, I go in very, very lightly because these colors are very opaque. You know, Dior is really great at eyeshadows. The dark mattes tend to be very saturated, so you have to go in with a very light hand, but it is buildable. Now, let's talk about the last item here, the last palette that has, you know, won my heart. It won my heart when it came out, and it still remains one of my absolute top favorite eyeshadow palettes across all brands. This is 669 Soft Cashmere. Now, it may look unassuming, but guess what? Sometimes an eyeshadow palette that looks unassuming looks the best on the eyes. And I think that is the case for most of these shadows today. A lot of times, unassuming palettes look the most elegant, they make you look the most beautiful because, seeing a rainbow color assortment in an eyeshadow palette is beautiful, but it can be tricky to pull off. So let's go ahead and swatch this one here. Soft Cashmere also has a blend of one topper, satin and metallic, and then one final dark matte brown. What's interesting is you can sort of see a variation of warmer and cool. So this dark matte brown, when compared to these ones and these ones, this one almost has a hint of cool blue to it. And you don't really notice it until you compare it to Poncho here, which looks much more warmer. Soft Cashmere is neutral, leaning more cool, especially when you look at the more metallic finish, the satin metallic colors. They look much more cool compared to some of the previous shadows. And I love Soft Cashmere because I just love the blend of neutral, cool, leaning a little bit of that steel taupey color. It has been one of my favorites for a very long time. However, with the discovery of Poncho, I'm a bit conflicted. I'm trying to imagine if I were traveling at the moment, which palette would I take? And I don't know, because as much as this has stood the test of time, this is also neutral, but a little bit warmer. But I do love Soft Cashmere. I might have to take both, but I think that they are both wonderful, excellent neutral palettes. And while you do have some of the more cool-toned satin metallic colors, you still get your neutral dark brown shades as well. The topper color is just there, as it always is, but they're both great. Honestly, I have both. I'm very, very happy with both. I think it's just going to depend. Soft Cashmere, a little bit more cool, and Poncho is a little bit more warm, but I would recommend any one of these. I do like Grand Ball here, this one with all the topper colors. I do enjoy it, but it has a lot of toppers, so it may not be for you. It just depends. And as always, the promo photos you see online look very different than the colors we're showing you here today. That's one of the reasons why I did this video today, because I was looking at their eyeshadows online, and it can be quite tricky purchasing eyeshadows online when it kind of seems like a little bit of a shot in the dark. But yeah, these are my top 5 go-to neutrals from Dior. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know if you have a favorite and if you enjoy this type of content. If you're not aware, I have an online beauty consulting service. It's a one-on-one video chat with me where you get my personalized attention. So maybe you have makeup that you would like to purchase, but you're not sure what to get. Go ahead and book a session today. And on that note, I think that's all I have for you guys for today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.